Well, when we talk about the history of Thanksgiving, many of us remember the Pilgrims at Plymouth in 1621. Well, we don't remember it, we weren't there, but we do think about it. But what you don't know about the holiday might surprise you. And here to help us understand it better is historian and author Jane Hampton Cook. Now, Jane, this kind of is going to mess with a lot of people. It messes with me a little bit. You found out that the first Thanksgiving on U.S. soil may have actually been a Spanish fiesta. Tell us about that.
That's right. There was a group of Spanish settlers that came into Palo Duro Canyon, Texas in 1541, and they set aside a day to give thanks. They had a mass, and so it's very possible that the food that they ate was not turkey, but tortillas. But again, it shows the beautiful idea of giving thanks.
Now, what about Abraham Lincoln? He issued a Thanksgiving Day proclamation in 1863. But you say Thanksgiving as we know it was actually in response to the Great Depression.
That's right. Abraham Lincoln issued a proclamation for a day of Thanksgiving, and that became our national annual tradition, which was always the final Thursday in November. But by the time of the Great Depression, they really were focused on the holiday shopping season, and so FDR, Franklin Roosevelt, decided that maybe we needed to make sure it was the fourth Thursday, because if Thanksgiving fell on the fifth Thursday, then that would compress the shopping season. So yes, having Thanksgiving on the fourth Thursday of November is a response to the Great Depression.
Interesting. Well, Thanksgiving has sometimes been about fasting, not feasting, and that is very surprising because we all look forward to Thanksgiving Day feasts.
That's right. Thanksgiving has sometimes been about fasting, and I wrote about this in my book, Stories of Faith and Courage from the Revolutionary War. In 1775, the American Revolutionary War began, and John Hancock that year called on the people of Massachusetts to set aside a day for solemn thanksgiving and praise. He encouraged people to go to their churches and to really have a time of humility, to humble themselves before God, to thank Him for the blessings that they enjoy. So it was really more about fasting that year and not feasting.
You know, I think that's such a great idea. But, you know, I know one of the producers is asking me to ask you, what are you thankful for, Jane?
I am very grateful for my family. I've thought about my life this year more in terms of where we were 10 years ago, and I now have two beautiful boys, a wonderful husband, and I'm enjoying writing. So I'm very grateful for all of those things.
Wow, that's great. Well, before we go, is there anything else we should know about Thanksgiving and the history of the day we'll all be celebrating tomorrow?
Well, the very first National Thanksgiving was 1777 when the Continental Congress called on all of the colonies to give thanks. And that was very special to Washington and his troops. In fact, it lifted their spirits out of their depression. One who was there said that, you know, why should I be concerned about hunger when so many in the world don't even have what I have to eat? So Thanksgiving is just a great time to focus on the good things in our lives and to give thanks to God.